All right, so here we are, and let's assign some focus points, right? So I told you that when I select a light, right, that there is a whole lot of information that appears in our object info. And if I look at this and I scroll down this list, right, I have to go a long way until I got to my gobo. This light doesn't have a gobo. But if I keep going, you'll see that there is a whole lot of information here. Shutters, top and bottom shutter, the angle, what type of light, the symbol name, what legend you used, how to deal with a 3D legend. But there is a box down here that says focus. In this box, we're going to go ahead and now you need to type it, right? So I know that that first light focuses to Rex. So I just typed in Rex and I pressed enter, right? So now what I'm going to do, let's just do a little fly around, right? If I do a little fly around, you'll see that that light is now no longer pointed at the ground, and it's pointed at that focus point that is now at our, that is where Rex stands, right? So we have aimed that light to point at that focus point 48 inches above the floor. Now we may decide that 48 inches above the floor is too high. Maybe it is. Let's go in here and click. Let's select our focus point, right? And it gives us a Z coordinate of 4 feet. Let's say 3 feet. And when I hit enter, I want you to watch what happens to that light right there. Enter. It tipped down, right? So as I change this focus point, right, the light is going to change with it. I could pan it left or right, move it up and down stage, and this light will now follow it. Now, if I'm looking around a little bit, I feel confident that this is my other front light, and that this light is also going to want to be pointed to Rex. Rex, enter. And look, it snapped into place. I believe that I have several other lights. This top light, this top light, this side light, this quarter front light, this quarter front light, and that side light all aim to Rex. Enter. Look, they've all aimed at Rex. How about our diagonal backs? That light, and let's come over here. I'll do a shift select and I'll select that one and I'll type in Rex. Enter. Now we're doing really pretty good. Let's go ahead and do a little pan up, right, so that we can see what's going on. We had some other focus points in there, fan 1 through 4. If I select this one and we type in fan 1, enter, that one moves there. Let's type in fan 2, enter. Let's type in fan 3, enter. And last but not least, you guessed it, fan 4, enter. What about all of our pars? I think all of our pars more or less aim towards Rex. And I think for purposes of this exercise, we could just focus all of our pars. I'll just select them. I go to my focus and I say Rex. Everybody is swung around and panned over to be able to light Rex. Now let's take a look. If I right click on this light, turn the light on, look, I can now see that it's aimed up towards that focus point. It's aimed towards Rex. Now, we have some resources here that are available to us about how we look at this. It's a little different than 3D Augment. We're actually evaluating photometrics here, right? And so if I come down, where am I, right? So here just above where the where it says show beam at focus point, right? we have some options about how we can look at this. Let's click draw the beam as a solid shape, right? So this is showing me the pool of light, how big the light is at the level of the focus point, right? It says show beam at the focus point. If I tell it to do at the fall off point, that moves it to the floor. Draw the beam at the fall off point. Not sure why that's not working other than the fact that it might be below the floor. Here, let's say at both focus and fall off point, right? It's still, I believe that it's underneath of the floor at this point because our floor is up 6 inches. So let's just leave it. I'll even just go ahead and turn that off. Now, how about draw beam? If we draw the beam, we get the photometrics, right? So we can see the photometrics and where this, see, that's the problem. It's underneath of the floor. Our floor is a little too high. Focus at fall off point, right? So this shows us the beam and where it exists in space, right? It's kind of a geometric view of the cone of light that's coming out the front. And we can turn that off. But this is how we assign focuses, general focuses to fixtures in our plot. And I am going to right click on my fixture and turn it off because trying to find that light that you left on is a real drag.